Hey guys, and welcome to Tutorials by Gabriel. Today we're going to be making a pretty simple tutorial, but it's pretty cool because we're going to be making our first animation in the new Blender 2.68. So once you have that open, you should see this. You click anywhere to make it disappear. I'm going to put it in full screen. So you just go to Window, toggle full screen. Now this might sound confusing, but just don't get overwhelmed with all the options. We're not going to be using everything. Just going to be showing you how to make a simple animation. Oh, it's going to be a pretty cool one. So we're going to go over here where it says default, and there's a little box to the left. You're going to click it, and you're going to check animation. You can see how the interface change. Now I could make it with a cube, but I want to make something more cool. So we're going to go ahead and delete that with the delete key. Delete, okay. And remember, with the spacebar we added everything. So I'm going to add a cylinder. And see, it's pretty easy. So I'm going to add cylinder. There you go. If you watch my other tutorial, you can rotate with the R key. You can move it around. If you press for example, X key, you can rotate on the X axis. So that's what I'm going to do. And if you type in with a numpad or with any number, you can choose the degrees of rotation. So I'm going to type in 90 and press enter. And then we're going to move the cursor with left click, anywhere. And we're going to space add, and we're going to be adding a cone. And right now I'm going to press the R key and around the X axis. And I don't know if I'm going to want to move this 180. Nope. So backspace 270. Yep. Enter, and then G key. But I only want to move it in for now in the Y axis. So I'm going to press the Y key. See, it's unlocked there. I'm going to put it right about there. Let me see. And just a little more. Of course, with the middle mouse button, you can rotate. I say that in my other tutorial. Just go to G, Y, and I think that's pretty much it. Okay, now we're gonna press G, X, and then G, Z. And I think it's pretty good. Well, it's not perfect. I know you can spend more time on making anything perfect. Of course, if you just press the G key, you move it freely. You can move the view around. Of course, from here you can select different views, left, right, to make it more perfect. And then we're gonna Control Shift, and with the right click, select the other object that's not selected. So we have both things selected. It's pretty important. And then space join. We're going to type in join, and we're going to select that. Then what that does is it just makes it one shape instead of two different things, which is what we want. If you see where this is going, this is like, I don't know, a very primitive bullet. I'm going to make it a little smaller with the S key. And that's pretty good. And why not change the color? What is that? Here we go. Right here, we press new. And then diffuse. I don't know, we can make a coppery color. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's go back here. Right here is your timeline. I'm sure you're any other I don't know, video editor or something, you've seen the timeline. Right now nothing happens. A very important thing in animation is to know that the camera is what's filming, not what you see, but what the camera sees. So you can go to view, camera. This is what's going on in the what the final video will show. And yeah, it's pretty important. So a cool shortcut is 0. You can press 0 and just go right there. And a really cool shortcut is, for example, let's just say I want the camera to show, I don't know, this view. You press Control Alt 0, and right now you can see how the camera is now showing what I want it to show. So we're going to be needing that a lot. Control Alt 0. What we're going to do, we're going to start, I don't know, let's pick a cool view, for example, right here. And we're going to press Control Alt 0, so we can start with it there. And this is selected because it has an orange border around it. So, but if not, you can right click on it, and then with the G key I'm going to move around the Y, so I'm going to press the Y axis and make it out of the screen, so when I render nothing's going to show in this thing. What you're going to press right now is the I key, and this is the insert keyframe menu. You can start location, rotation, scaling, or all of the above. We're not going to be going into these for those for now. I'm going to insert a location, rotation, scale, which is everything. I mean, if you change this, it's going to go to from one place to another. From now, let's insert this keyframe of location, rotation, and scale. Make sure right now you're at frame 0, because otherwise it's going to be messed up. Of course, with the arrow keys right now is your control. For example, you can go to from 1, 0. I'm just going to leave it 0, and again I key, location, rotation, scale. And Blender's default frame rate is 30 frames per second. So if you want 1 second to pass, you need to go to frame 30. You see, I selected 31, just go 30, and that's 1 second. What I want to do, of course, you can do anything you want. I'm just gonna move it G, Y, and put it right about here. And then again, I insert location, rotation, scale. And then a pretty cool thing I do is like a matrix effect. So now I'm just going to head in with my middle mouse button, move out of the camera. And what I want is the camera for 2 seconds to move. So this is the first second at frame 30. I'm just going to select the camera with the right button. You see now the camera selected, but now there's no frame, there's no keyframe with the camera. So we're going to go into frame 30, and at frame 30 we're going to press the I key, but remember now this is for the camera, not for the bullet. Location, rotation, scale. And now we're going to go to 2 more seconds, which is frame 90, and we're going to select a different view, for example this view, and now Control Alt 0. Please make sure you're at frame 90 right on the bottom of the screen. And we're going to press I key, location, rotation, scale. Now we're going to select the bullet and make sure that second 90, the bullet is still right there if you want the effect, you want the glyph matrix effect. And make sure it's frame 90, make sure it's over there. I insert location, rotation, scale, and then 1 more second, which is 120, right over there. We're just going to G, Y, and make the bullet out of the screen. There. So now to test it out, we're going to rewind. What you see in this rectangle is what's going to show in the final rendered video. And we're going to press the play button. And you can see about what happens. This is like, so I'm so sorry if we got to 120. You select the bullet, G, Y, right here, and I insert location, rotation, scale. I'm sorry. Yeah, now play. Now we rewind, then we play. See the bullet enter the screen moves, and then it gets out of the screen. It's like this cool matrix effect. So that would be it. Okay, so now to render this, the first thing we're gonna go to the right hand side, and we have this little menu right here. Scene, render dimensions. If you have the default interface and you never change, you see this. It's just all the dimension, resolution. We'll have an HD start frame, end frame, frame step 1. Well, yeah, frame rate actually 24 frames per second. I'm gonna leave it at 30, which is what we did. Sorry, I had it on 30 in my under Blender. I forgot this is the new Blender version. And then you can leave anti-aliasing on, and then right here it says the output temp. You want to select the directory, so we're going to click this little folder. So don't worry, we're going to click the little arrow up here to go back. This is the C, my C drive. I'm going to create new directory. Okay, and then name, I don't know, Blender render. Rhymes. I'm sorry. Render. And we're just going to select Blender render. And then we're gonna click on accept. So now we go right here, the output C Blender render. And to select the format, I have some troubles. Normally what you would want to do is you would want to export in all PNGs, and then later edit them with another editing software. I'm going to try, because I did have some issues, I'm going to try with Xvid. And so we're going to go to render over here up in the upside, in the upper part, and render animation. Just going to let that work. It's going to take a while. Of course, on faster computer, it may go faster. Okay, so we're at frame 120. Press the escape key. Now we're going to check if it went good. So play render animation. It's going to open the file. You can see it's pretty good. Here's the effect. The bullets. Again, the bullet comes in, the camera slides, and then it slides out of the image. It's working pretty well. To open the file, we can window to have a full screen to get out of here. Minimize it. Then open Windows Explorer. Go to local disk C. Blender render. And keep out of it's going to work. There we go. Yeah, it worked. That's cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Here you have your file. You can rename it. Right now it's called 001 to 0120 because it's frame 1 to frame 120. But you can rename to anything you want, and there you go. There's your first Blender animations. I hope you enjoyed watching. And remember to subscribe to our channel to keep watching more Blender videos.